if you remember, students, in Fermi-Dirac statistics, because it's the portion of quantum statistics that you have learnt in your syllabus well, so I think the applications you will understand better if we discuss in terms of quantum statistics. So in case of Fermi-Dirac statistics, okay, so we have already studied that the definition of Fermi energy, isn't it? We have studied the definition of Fermi energy. What is Fermi energy? We have seen that. Okay, now what is it? Basically, we define Fermi energy as the energy of the uppermost field level at 0 Kelvin, the energy corresponding above which all the other levels are empty, the last filled level at 0 Kelvin, above which all the other levels are empty, and below which all the levels are full, satisfying Pauli's exclusion principle. What is Pauli's exclusion principle? One fermion in one level. Okay, that is Pauli's exclusion principle. So if the occupation index, if we write down for Fermi-Dirac distribution, the occupation index for Fermi-Dirac distribution, which if I call in terms of, say, energy U, if I call this as Nu by Gu, okay, so this is equal to, if you define Fermi energy, you have to write this equal to 0 for U greater than UF, and this proof I had done, okay, without going into with simple statistical physics understanding, the proof that Nu by Gu is equal to 0 for U greater than UF and any at 0 Kelvin, okay, and Nu by Gu is equal to 1 for U less than equal to UF. Okay, so both of this at 0 Kelvin, okay, at 0 Kelvin. All right, now, well, from these two conditions itself, we had calculated, if you remember, using these two conditions. So from these two conditions, we found out the value of alpha. Alpha was found to be equal to minus UF by KT. It was done in the last class. You just refer to the videos, okay? And what we had for the expression for Nu by Gu is the following. Nu for Fermi-Dirac distribution by Gu was equal to, well, 1 by e to the power U minus UF by KT plus 1. So these things you have to remember, okay, U minus UF by KT plus 1. Okay, now if you make the substitution for Nu by Gu using the same principles of Bose-Einstein statistics, what is the principle that we have used over there? That, well, if you take the momentum space, say, what is the value for Gp dp? We found out from the previous study of Planck's radiation law. We found Gp dp as 8 pi p square dp. This is the volume in momentum space. Why 8? Because even in case of fermions, that means electrons, protons, neutrons, Just like protons have two kinds of polarization, clockwise and anti-clockwise, fermions have two kinds of spin. Okay, upward spin and downward spin. So 4 pi p square dp is again multiplied by 2 for two kinds of spins of fermions. Okay, so 8 pi p square dp is the volume in the momentum space. This is the volume in the position space, okay, divided by h cube. This is the total number of cells having momentum, number of cells having momentum between P and P plus dP. Okay, and why this number 8? Because fermions also have two spins. What is their spin? Their spin can be plus minus half, isn't it? So because of this two kind of spins, you multiply 4 pi p square dp into v by 2 to get, so you get this number 8. Okay, so this is your GPDP. Again, the same thing that you had for your Bose-Einstein distribution. Now for an electron, if you consider a non-relativistic condition, so for non-relativistic electron, what do we have for the energy U? U is equal to half of m v square. Okay, and what is P? P is equal to m of v. Alright, so you can write P square, yes, P square is equal to m square v square, isn't it? So this is actually equal to twice of m of half m v square, which is twice m u. Alright, so it is from here the difference is starting, because in case of photons your u was h nu. So all the changes that will occur in the previous expression is because you are putting u as half mv square. And if you proceed, well, you can show that if p square is equal to m square v square, okay, or if you just differentiate, what do you get? You will get 2p, so p square, see this m square v square is equal to this, so p square is equal to 2mu. If you just concentrate on this, twice mu. Okay, so 2p dp is equal to twice m du. All right, so pdp is equal to m du. So you will see you are getting for gu du, if you just substitute, you will see for gu du you are getting, well, 8 pi v by h cube, okay, twice mu whole to the power of half m du. Okay, and this actually is equal to, well, you can write this as 8 root 2 pi v by h cube, if you just do it, you will see m to the power 3 by 2 u to the power half du. Okay, this relation actually gives the Fermi-Dirac distribution. So if this is your gu du, ultimately you have to find your nu du, the Fermi-Dirac distribution, because nu du is equal to gu du by e to the power u minus uf by kt plus 1. So now you write the value for gu du, 8 root 2 pi v by h cube m to the power 3 by 2 u to the power half du divided by e to the power u minus uf by kt plus 1. Okay, so this, the whole thing here is your Fermi-Dirac distribution function. This is Fermi-Dirac distribution function. Okay, all right. So any study, further study, problems and everything that you do is based on this distribution function. Let's stop over here for this video, because for this particular study is a bit long. So let me stop over here and proceed with the next video.